Hello, YouTubes. This is,
Hi everybody, I'm Jen, and this numpty is...
and I'm not a numpty, she's a numpty, and I'm Mark. We are your presenters and your host, whatever you want us to be. And yes, we are cheaper and better than the BBC and ITV, Channel 4 and all that lot. We're just better and we're more entertaining. So let's get on with it. So what are we talking about today? Well, talking about hiking. A bunch of hikers went missing in 1959. And it was called, can you read that name there?
Dyatlov
Dyatlov
Pass
Incident. I
Incidents.
think it Dyatlov, so it's Dyatlov. Dyatlov Pass Incident. Sorry if it's wrong. Sorry to all Russians out there. Not very good on your language. You know, come from an English-speaking country. So, yeah, sorry if I messed it up a bit. So, Dyatlov Pass Incident. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, a Russian Dyatlov in the death of the Dyatlov hiking group was an event in which 9 Soviet ski hikers died in the northern Ural Mountains on the 1st of February or the 2nd of February 1959. Uncertain circumstances experienced trekking in group from the Ural Political Technical Institute led by Igor Dyatlov had established a camp on the eastern slopes of the Kolot in the Russian, it's in the Urals, I can't pronounce that, of the Soviet Union. Overnight, something caused them to cut their way out of their tent and flee the campsite while inadequately dressed for the event. Snowfall, sub-zero temperatures, and the group's bodies were discovered. An investigation by the Soviet authorities determined that the 6 of them died from hypothermia, while the other 3 had been killed by physical trauma. 1 victim had major skull damage and 2 had severe chest trauma, and another had a small crack in his skull. 4 of the bodies were found lying in a running watering creek, and 3 of these 4 had damaged soft tissue of the head. Face. 2 of the bodies had missing eyes and had missing tongue, and 1 had missing eyebrows. The investigation concluded that compelling natural force had caused the deaths. Numerous theories have been put forward to the account for unexplained deaths, including animal attacks, hypothermia and avalanche winds, infrasound, induced panic, military involvement, or some combination of these factors. Russia opened a new investigation into the incident in 2019, and its conclusions were presented in July 2020 that an avalanche had led to the deaths. Survivors of the avalanche had been forced to suddenly leave their camp in low visibility conditions with inadequate clothing and had died of hypothermia. Andrew Kirklov, deputy head of the Regional Prosecutor's Office, said it was heroic struggle. There was no panic, but they had no chance to save themselves under the circumstances. A study led by scientists from EPFL and ETH Zurich published, it suggested that a type of avalanche known as a slab avalanche could explain some of the injuries. Mountain Pass area later was named Dyatlov Pass in memory of the group in many languages, and the incident known is referred to as the Dyatlov Pass incident. However, the incident occurred about 70 1,700 metres, 5.6 feet away on the eastern slope, Coloxyke, from a rock outcrop in the area now serves as a memorial to the group. It's about 500 metres, 1,600 feet, the east-south end of the actual site of the final camp. So, it's been resolved in that way, I suppose. But there you go. So what do you think?
Well, I've never even heard of it, so...
So you never heard of this? I have. So do you think it's possible for like an avalanche to cause all them injuries?
Yeah, because if you think heavy snow and ice falling at such speed, if it hits you hits you hard in wrong places,
Yeah.
it can cause head injuries. It can cause death.
Yeah, but ice gouged out, tongue cut. How do you explain that?
God knows.
See, to me, they only investigated the natural, like the avalanche and things like that. Yeah. What about if one of the members at camp went mad?
That's what I'm saying. Someone could have gone mad and attacked the others.
You know what I mean? That's what I see here. Because there's nobody alive, and that.
No one to tell the story.
No.
So one could have gone crazy because of being cold with the hypothermia and everything, and he could have attacked the others.
Now I don't know about the Urals. I don't know if there's any wild animals there, but it could be a wild animal attack as well. It could be out like that. Something scared them that bad that they cut the way out of the tent. They didn't go through the front door. They cut the back out and went through that way.
Unless they'd already started going crazy. They might have all gone crazy, you don't know. Because of the cold, how cold it was.
Could have been.
Especially
Quite
if
easily.
they took their clothes off and...
I mean, we do know that people get hypothermia and start feeling hot, take the clothes off. Oh. So we don't really know. So
Exactly.
I think my opinion's going to be in that way. It could have been an animal attack, or it could have been group madness, basically.
And with the avalanche as well.
Yeah, that's a fact, is that it is avalanche country. It could have happened that way quite easily.
And it could have been the avalanche that they heard coming.
I know I read
that scared them out of the tent.
I know I read an article saying that Russians are covering it up, but I don't think they are. I think, well, they've had two goes at this, investigating it, and both investigations in back in 1959 and 2019 have come up with more or less the same conclusion, more or less. But they have put other factors what it could be, like animal attack, man hunting, killing, something like that. Or one of them, or a couple of their members has gone mad. Because it does happen. We all know this.
Especially if, like, you're stuck in a certain area, you can go stir crazy, they call it, don't they?
Yeah, well, it happened to Scott at Antarctic. Now, Scott at Antarctic, he said to his men, I'm just going outside, I won't be long. He never saw him again. So is that him saving his team because he thought he was going mad? We don't know. But he died out there. We all know that. And they died as well. Because their tent were found. And that.
You can imagine how cold it is up there.
Up in Urals in Russia, it is very cold.
The higher up you go, it's going to get colder and colder. The atmosphere is going to get less. Because it gets less the higher you go up, doesn't it? So you're sort of having difficulty to breathe more.
I don't think they were under oxygen masks or anything like that. You thought there would be. But they set up camp, hoping to go to sleep and wake up the next morning and continue. But that never happened. We had an avalanche happened, slab avalanche happened. 2, somebody attacked them because they panicked. They did really panic. And 3, wild animal attack. It could be out like that. It really could. It's just a mystery. The evidence, it's all there saying, it was an avalanche, slab avalanche, but people are not accepting that. as an answer. You've got to do, because they've concluded that they reinvestigated it and they got Zurich involved, and they said Avalanche can explain some of the injuries. And I think the other injuries have got to be man-made, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And that, and obviously, say Avalanche came and that was it. So someone made him panic, but nobody knows what. Unfortunately.
True.
Yeah, I mean, you can't put it down to. How can I put it? I mean, they haven't tried to connect it with UFOs or all like that. I don't think, and I don't think you can put it down to that. I don't think you can put it down to paranormal.
No, it's nothing to do with that.
I think it's just a natural occurring thing.
And an accident.
Unfortunately, that's how I see it.
Even if someone had gone stir crazy and attacked others, in a way, it's just an unfortunate incident, an unfortunate accident due to the pressures up there, I suppose, on the mountain side. And with the avalanche as well.
Or did someone plan it and plan to kill?
What, and kill themselves at the same time?
Avalanche took care of that, I'd have thought. Because there was an avalanche. You know what I mean? You can't deny that. There was an avalanche. Or did someone plan to kill them? You just don't know. You know what I mean? Because I know Sir Ronald Fiennes, when he were doing his Bigfoot North Pole, walking, he were behind his mate, and he were literally planning in his head to murder him. Never happened, because he fought it, you know what I mean? But you do get them thoughts when you're out there, you know what I mean? It does happen. You'll be very surprised. So, could it have been something like that?
God knows, man.
You know what I mean? And that. So, I mean, I think it's been investigated twice. They'll come up with some reason of how they got killed. Avalanche, animal attack, or whatever. Or was it a human? Did they go mad?
So crazy.
Yeah. Did they go mad? Did they suddenly start panicking and run out of the tent, start bollock naked and kill themselves, basically, without them knowing it? You just don't know. And that. So, if we haven't bored you, this is, by the way, this is the first time she's heard of it, isn't it?
Definitely, I've never really heard of it.
Dyatlov past incident. First time you've heard of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've heard of it a couple of times and things like that. So there you go. So if you've liked it, we haven't bored you, please give me a thumbs up. Please like the video. Please subscribe if you know it. The bell icon, all that will let you know when I'm uploading another video. It's free to subscribe to JMV72 and Yorkshire Media 1. More the merrier. Also, feel free to share the video to your friends and your family and to other social media like X, Facebook and Instagram. Use the comment section down below and let me know what you think to this video. There's not a lot of research I can do on it because you're limited, because it's there is limits to what I can do. I know there's documentaries out there and things like that, but it might come up with the same conclusion. You just don't know. I hope you liked it. When we catch you on the next one. Bye for now.
Bye, Numpty.
Bye, Numpty.